This is more of an algebra problem. We need to factor this. I'm asked to find the real solutions, the real zeros, the roots of this function. Well, when I have a function with three terms in order, the highest term, then the next lowest term, and then the constant. Highest term, next lowest term, then the constant. The first thing you should do is look to see if the highest term is exactly 2 times the middle term. 4 is definitely 2 times 2. If it is, then you have a quadratic equation. You have a quadratic equation here. It doesn't look like it's a quadratic equation, but it is, and I'm going to show you how it is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set over here, and I'm going to set a new variable, and I'm going to call it u. And in this case, I'm going to set u equal to the power of the middle term, x squared. U is equal to x squared. So I'll change my f of x to y, just because I feel like it. I have y equals u squared, because x to the 4th is the same thing as x squared squared. And I've already told you that x squared is equal to u. So I just changed this out for a u. Plus 7u, because x squared is equal to u, minus 30. This looks a lot more like a quadratic equation. It's a squared plus a linear to the power of 1 minus a constant. This is something I can probably factor. What I need to find, so a quadratic equation is in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. If I multiply my a times my c, I will get a number, and I'm looking for the factors of that number that, when added together, will give me my b, my middle term. So in this case here, my a is 1, my b is 7, my c is negative 30. So I'm going to multiply 1 times negative 30, and I get negative 30. So I need to find 2 factors of negative 30 that are going, when I add them together, will be equal to 7. So, I mean, I can kind of see them right off the top here, but I would just run through the scenario. Well, factors of negative 30. Well, there's 1 and 30 with negative sign on one of those. That's certainly, adding those 2 together in any form isn't going to get me close to 7. There's 2 and 15. That's getting me a little bit closer, but the difference between 2 and 15 is 13, so it's not going to be 7. And there's 3 and 10, and lights start to go off. Ding, 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 right? Because the difference between 3 and 10 is, in fact, 7. Since it has to be so negative 30, one of these is going to be negative, and my middle term here is a positive 7, so I'm going to have a positive 10 and a negative 3. So I'm going to rewrite my original equation. I'm going to write it now as y equals u squared, because I'm still dealing with u, minus 3u plus 10, I made it x, it should be a u, 3u plus 10u minus 30. All I've done is I've changed my 7u into minus 3u and minus 10u and positive 10u. Now I'm going to group these like that and like that. So that gives me, on this one here, I'm going to go y equals u times u minus 3 plus, that's 30, sorry. I'm sorry for messing this up here. 10 times u minus 3. That's looking kind of nice because I have that u minus 3 in both these pieces. So I'm going to change that to u minus 3 times u plus 10. And that's equal to my y. Well, I need to factor this. I'm looking for the roots. I'm looking for the zeros. That means I want my y here to be 0. So 0 equals u minus 3, u plus 10. That means u can either be equal to positive 3 or negative 10. In fact, let's look at that a little bit differently. No, that's okay. U can be equal to either of those two things. But remember, way back up here, u is equal to x squared. And I'm trying to solve for x. I'm not solving for u, I'm solving for x. So I need to go back and put it into u. Well, if u is equal to x squared, that means x squared is equal to 3, or x squared is equal to negative 10. If I want to solve for x, I can take the square root of both of these, and that gives me x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 3. And I can take the square root on this side too. Uh-oh. I can't take the square root of a negative number. I can't take the square root of negative 10. So since I'm looking for the real solutions, the roots, the zeros, which are real numbers, this is not going to work at all. So my answer is x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 3. Now I just want to show you one more thing here. Let's say I had an equation, f of x is equal to, I'm going to make something up, and it probably won't be factorable, but it'll get the point across. 3x to the 6th plus 4x cubed minus 6. Quadratic equation? You bet. My middle power is 3. My highest power is 2 times 3. So I can do the same thing here. I can say x cubed is equal to u. And now I would have 3u squared plus 4u minus 6, which is a quadratic equation that we can solve, either by factoring or by using the quadratic formula, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a.
Ben.